So what was your first handheld system? It was a Game Boy, right? Well, yeah, it was mine too. Okay, what was your first color system? The Game Gear, probably, because it's when the time that happened too. But I didn't have one up until I bought one of these bad boys, the Neo-Geo Pocket Color. Around the time that the Game Boy Color was fading out and the Game Boy Advance was coming out, this one came out. Now, there was a Neo-Geo Pocket beforehand, and it had monochrome games, and you can play those games on here. It's backwards compatible. It really didn't get a lot of press, though, so I haven't seen too many games for it. But I really like the system. I can't tout too much of it. It has a nice wide screen, you know, you can see everything pretty well. And the controls, this controller right here makes it the perfect system for the fighting games that came on it. And the A and B button, well, they're really responsive to light and heavy taps. Once again, great for fighting games. But even without games, it had a lot of features on it. It has a horoscope predictor, it has a clock, an alarm, it has lots of different settings on this thing that you can use. This alarm clock really helped me get through college, I can tell you. But it also had a really great library of games. I can't impress too much upon that. I mean, it had my favorite Metal Slug, Second Mission. It was really fun. It had Dark Arms, which was supposed to be some sort of survival horror thing. It didn't really translate too well, especially with an E rating. But still kind of fun. Magical Drop Pocket. Besides Tetris, this is probably my #2 favorite puzzle kind of game. I'd have to say #2, and #3 is Puyo Pop, but I'll get into that some other time. Biomotor Unitron, a Pokemon-esque game because you have to run around and collect parts from different robots that you build, and build different robots and fight them in tournaments. But as I said before, the real thing that shined on this thing were the fighting games. The control scheme really lent to SNK's style of games when it came to fighting games. And some other fun facts, some games could even hook up to a Dreamcast, and you could unlock content on your Dreamcast games with them. It was a really interesting feature. They even had something to compete with Pokemon, Card Fighters Clash, and I'll do some more on Card Fighters Clash later. But it speaks volumes for the way that game was run, the fact that I actually bought 2 Neo-Geo Pocket Colors just so I could trade with myself and get all the cards in that game. So it's a really fun system. If you can find one, you can find them cheap, you can find the games cheap. Enjoy a Neo-Geo Pocket Color.